I'm a former New York State Supreme Court Justice. Let me tell you about a real case story. Joe was driving his car in an upstate road. Now, this road actually took him to an intersection. The intersecting road had a hill to his left, so he didn't have complete access with his line of sight. Suddenly, a big truck comes along, smashes into him, so much so that the car is completely demolished, and he's caught in that car, unconscious. Now, there was a villager nearby. He didn't see the accident, but he called the police. The police came, firemen came. As a matter of fact, the car was so smashed up that they had to use a jaws of life to cut the roof and to cut the door, to pull him out. They got a medevac, even flew Joe to the nearest hospital. He had multiple fractures, internal injuries. Poor Joe was really terribly injured. Now, the defendant puts up the defense. Well, I didn't have a line of sight because the roadway was hilly and I couldn't see exactly, and therefore, by the time I could see, it was just too late. We said, oh yeah, that's a lot of nonsense, a lot of garbage. And this is exactly what we did. First of all, we got all of the measurements of the truck. The truck had a high cab, in addition to a high cab, which meant that the driver was seated in a high position. In addition to that, we also made arrangements with one of the world-class accident reconstruction surveyors. He surveyed that road, the hills and everything else, and was able to produce a model that showed that the driver of this truck, given the fact that he was elevated, would have a complete line of sight to that intersection. And the accident was caused because the driver was going too fast and was not paying attention. Well, we went to trial, and when the jury saw this model, when they heard the evidence, it was clear that they had no chance in this case. And immediately they called for a conference settlement, and the case was, in fact, settled for a very significant and substantial amount. The injury to Joe, unfortunately, was a permanent injury. It created all kinds of pain and discomfort and disability for the future. It affected his quality of life, but at least he received some money to make his life more manageable and to give him a little more financial security for the future, and also help him along the travails that he faced in his disability. Well, that's it. That's the end of the story. Until we meet again, this is the storyteller telling you to stay safe and keep out of danger.